Y'all got it done? Oh shit, well I'm ready then. The live ended abruptly. I know some people thought they got blocked, but the live ended abruptly. He was challenging the hell out of me. Girl, stop. Challenging the hell out of what? He was just talking. He wasn't challenging the shit. Don't ask me no shit like that. Don't ask me that. Yeah, I want to make people think, bro. I want to make you think, bro. My job is to make you think. Jesus came and told people to come out that fucking system, period. I'm just trying to show you on some real serious shit. Jesus, nah, he wasn't challenging me. How could he challenge me? It wasn't nothing to challenge. He wasn't really saying nothing. He didn't say nothing that like was like, oh, y'all. Every time I put somebody on here, y'all dumb motherfuckers that really don't think for yourselves, don't even really. You just see somebody that stands up against me like, yeah, he challenged you. Hey, what the fuck are you talking about? He didn't even say anything. What the fuck? The nigga didn't even say nothing. He was bumbling and stumbling. He said he didn't know. I asked him a question. He said he didn't know. He really wasn't. Like, if you thought the nigga was challenging me though, that shit was funny. That's funny if you thought he was challenging me. He didn't even challenge anything. He agreed. Then he gave his belief. And that was it. And his belief, he didn't even understand that. Yo.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Peace, God. How you been, man?
I've been good. Remember me?
Yeah, I remember you.
But yeah. I wanted to ask you, man, like, you said in nature, Jesus says homosexuality is normal?
No. I said that Jesus would have, if they had documented it right, he would have said that it is of nature.
So
because of the fact that Jesus directed people to nature, he said, look into nature to understand life. And that is what science is. When to understand life, we have to study nature and observe nature. That's called science. So Jesus was a scientist. And so what people don't understand is the Christ is always going to lead you to nature, to look at nature, to understand life, so that we can have a proper observation and understand everything. Don't worry about the blender. I'm okay with you starting with it.
I want to say this, mind you, man. I'm coming at you like I watch videos and shit to try to educate myself. So, mind you, I'm coming at asking you this question. Like, I just want you to enlighten me, man. So, if Jesus would have said, when you look into nature, these creatures also commit incest and pedophilia. Would that be okay too?
Well, the thing is, they're doing it for a certain reason. The animals are doing this stuff for a certain reason. They're not doing it for no reason. And that's why I asked the guy, do you even know why homosexual energy is here? And he said, no, I don't. You're going to have to ask the creator. And I was letting him know that there is no creator, that nothing can be created. All is, and always will be. That what you call the creator is energy, and energy is the alpha and omega. And always, he couldn't grasp that concept, and that's when the live ended. But what I'm telling you is this: I'm asking you, and I challenge y'all today to tell me, where does the homosexual energy come from? What does it mean? What does it mean? When we talk about pedophilia, why are the animals doing these things? Like, what is the meaning behind it? We need to understand it. That's my next question.
That's why it's hard. Like, I'm not a homosexual. That's why it's hard for me to really accept. I said, I'm saying look into nature to try to understand.
No, neither am I. What I'm saying is I'm educated enough to know that it's natural.
I don't know, Chief. I don't know. Enlighten me, man. I don't know.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is it's natural because it's that nature does it. Meaning that it's a natural activity in nature, so it's natural because because nature displays it. You understand what I'm saying? It's something natural. Now, why it happens, that's a whole other thing.
I'm gonna cut you off. But in nature also, it's natural for these creatures, these dad creatures to sleep with their kids and commit incest in nature. You know
No. These are not natural.
That's what I know.
No, that's not. That's no. This is where you see a lot of the scientists, they be doing like crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking with the animals. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like in nature.
We gotta look into these things too.
What I'm saying to you is,
these other things, such as incest and pedophilia, we know they're wrong. So that's why I'm saying we can't look into nature to really justify homosexuality. Like,
no, I'm not justifying anything. All I'm saying it is natural. I'm not justifying, nor am I. All I'm saying that it is natural. That's what I am justifying, that it is natural, because it is in nature. Now, if no animal displayed this behavior, we would know it wasn't natural. If nothing in nature displayed this behavior, we would know it was unnatural. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Here's what's not in nature. Homophobia. Now that's unnatural.
Homophobia is unnatural.
That's what, when we look into nature and we see something that's not even in nature, like hating homosexuality, bashing people because of their sexual preferences, that's what's not in nature. That is unnatural. Bashing people or not liking someone because of their sexual orientation is unnatural. That's not in nature, my nigga. Point blank period. Homophobia is not in nature at all. What is in nature is the sexual activity of homosexuality. It is in nature. What is not is the homophobia. That's a fact. That is a scientific fact. There's not a creature in nature that's going to kill you because they're not homosexual or that's not their preference. If you pull up on a nigga, he ain't there, he gonna tell you, nah, I don't want to do that. Fuck out of here. And that's gonna be the end of that. But if he see you doing it with someone else, no animal in nature is going to kill you or attack you or ban you out because you decided to be a female on a female or a male on a male. That's what they don't do in nature. That's unnatural. Anything we look at in nature and we do not see that activity at all is unnatural. And a lot of shit we doing is unnatural. Okay? Point blank period. Let's get into this. Let's get into it. Let's get into the conversations. No, your dog take a shit on the porch. Yo, you should be pooping outside. Go ahead, Mom.
Peace.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling. How are you feeling today, God?
Good. That's Bill.
I'm really
outside being natural.
Yeah. My dog loves outside. That's where we all supposed to be. So.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Well, I do. Since we're on dogs and animals, because I love what you're talking about today. Do you not think that nature is fucked up as well? Like, I know you're saying Jesus told us to look out into nature.
Nope.
You don't believe nature is fucked up?
Nope.
Okay. Did you see the study on atrazine that he did with? You showed the frog earlier in the corner.
Yeah, that's not nature. That's not nature.
What do you mean that's not nature?
That's not nature.
What do you mean?
You understand what I mean, nature? I'm talking about.
Are you saying a frog isn't nature?
No, not a frog that we put atrazine in. No, that's not nature.
Right. Right, but so you don't think that with the water, say like with Flint and the condition of the water, chemicals being put in our water, you preach against Babylon, but the entire Babylon is under attack. The entire Babylon is under attack. Animals, I'm looking at this tree, the trees around me, you know what I'm saying? They're not supposed to die during certain times. Trees are supposed to be immortal just like we're immortal. So, nature is fucked up.
So what I'm telling you is what we're doing as human beings to make the trees sick and the animals sick is not natural.
You're saying what is making them sick?
Yeah, that's us that's doing that.
Right, so we can't really look into nature anymore because nature is fucked up too.
No, I'm not talking about the nature you're in, not the nature where you're at, but even then, nature prevails. Listen, let me tell you something.
Nature is fucked up everywhere, though. I've been overseas.
No.
Nature is fucked up. Have you been to Africa, bro?
No.
I love Africa.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
I'm talking about nature that has not been fucked with by man.
Where?
You should travel more.
I do travel. Name me one place. Just name one place. That's all I'm asking.
You should really travel more.
Name me one place. You should travel.
That's all I'm telling you.
Right. I'm well traveled, and I'm here to tell you.
I'm gonna let you go now. I'm gonna let you go now. I've been out here for a long time, my nigga. We not even fucking making a thumbprint on nature. Nigga, nature is way too fucking big for us to really have any true effect. The only thing we can do to nature is trigger that motherfucker to destroy us. We can't do nothing. You need to travel. You need to fucking travel. I'm in these trees, nigga. I've traveled, nigga. I'm traveling, nigga. You need to get out, nigga. The humans is not that powerful. Relax, nigga. I mean, you need to really relax. Humans are nothing. Humans are not that powerful, my nigga. Like, you need to really understand how powerful the earth is compared to humans. No. You know, nigga. We couldn't even start to destroy the planet, nigga. We couldn't start to do it, nigga. Like, the only thing that we can do is fucking irritate nature to destroy ourselves. Nature ain't going nowhere, my nigga. Nowhere. We're so fucking minute compared to nature, my nigga. Nature's not going nowhere. The only thing we need to worry about when they burning down the Amazon forest is what the result of that's gonna be on us, nigga. Nature ain't going nowhere. You can't destroy energy. Energy going to... You gotta understand. Only thing we need to be worried about is humanity. Because when we fuck our environment up, the environment just gonna come back and fuck us up. Nature ain't going nowhere. This place is solid. There's one thing you gotta understand about it. I've been out here for a long time, bro. I've been out here a long time, bro. You can't do nothing to harm this earth. You can only harm yourself. Fuck around if you want. You ain't destroying nature. Ain't nobody saving the planet. Nigga, save humanity. We killing ourselves, bro. No. Understand this. We're not killing nature. You can't kill nature, my nigga. You can only cause a reaction that will wipe you the fuck out. That's all that we can do. We cannot fucking kill nature, my nigga. Even if we take out all these species, nature always has a way to take something that's destroyed and replace it with something else to bring balance. And guess what? When nature has the notion that humanity is the fucking problem, and it's coming, we're gonna do enough to trigger the thing that wipes us the fuck out. But nature ain't never going nowhere. You can't do shit but fuck yourself up out here. We're a part of it. So when we destroy the Amazon, we're fucking destroying ourselves, because without the bees, without all the things that we need, we fucking kill ourselves. We're not going to kill this planet. This planet will make another species to keep the balance and order of it. You don't understand nature very much, sweetheart. entire planet is under attack, you fool. Yo, you guys are retarded. I thought I was talking to some scholars. Y'all niggas is retarded. Yo, y'all stupid. Y'all dumb. Y'all need to get out more. You need to get out. You need to really travel, my nigga, to see how much nature is out here, nigga. Matter of fact, you don't even need to travel, nigga. Just drive down your highway and look how much fucking trees when you driving down your highway from now on. Just look at your little highway and then look to your right and look to your left and see how many fucking trees and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of trees and trees and trees. Nigga, it's so much fucking nature versus man. Man is a little fucking speck on the planet. Nigga, we ain't shit. You need to travel and expand your mind, my nigga. You don't get out enough. Or maybe you're not looking. You on your own highway driving for miles. Click, 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 click. You don't look to the right and see all them fucking trees. And for miles and miles, those trees exist. Miles and miles. We don't have enough equipment. Humans don't even have enough equipment to destroy the earth. What the fuck? The earth is under attack. Oh man, shut the fuck up. You idiot. You don't understand life. Y'all niggas crack me. Y'all niggas crack me up. Y'all just stupid. I think y'all just want to agree with anybody that disagree with me, man. You fucking, you're right there. You're right there in America. Even in America, they haven't even done nothing. Trust me, you're close to it, though. They're close. They're very, very, very close. There's certain events that's going to happen that are coming very close to y'all just triggering the right event to set all of the earthquakes, the volcanoes, the tsunamis, all of it off. And we're coming very close to triggering nature being like, time to reset. Humans are the problem. Attack the human. You are not going to do anything to the earth. You can only kill yourself. That's how life is set up. So I'm not going to argue too much more about that. Point blank, period. We're going to move on to the next caller. Oh, wifey's here. Oh, what's going on? Hey, you got the color and you done took your melanin out your hair. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you, do you feel like there's any difference between humans and animals?
No. The only difference is that we're the only ones that don't live with the equilibrium of the planet. That's the only difference. There is no difference at all. And the other difference is that we have the ability to take care of all the other animals, and that's our responsibility to take care of the planet, all of the other life forces. We are here as the managers of this planet. We are here to take care of the man's job is to take care of the planet and all of the animals so that we can survive. That's the only way to survive. The only way we survive is that we hold the laws of Ma'at in balance by taking care of all of the animals and making sure that we take care of nature. It's the only way we can survive. Point blank, period.
Okay. The reason why we can take care of the animals is because we probably have like a reasoning, a will, something that they don't have. That's why we're the managers.
I think that we're the managers because we're more conscious beings than them. We're more conscious as far as having the understanding and ability to not obey.
Right.
I think that being able to not obey does not give us a gift. I think that's a curse. I think it's a curse, being able to not obey. Don't you think that's a curse?
Kind of.
I think it's a curse. Because if you have children, right? Mm-hmm. And wouldn't you want your children to be programmed to obey? Like, why would you give them the option to not obey?
That's kind of free will?
It's not even really like a free will because really everything is a divine timing. But my thing is, like, isn't that kind of a curse, though? Don't you think that's kind of a curse that you give your children the ability to not listen so that they can suffer? I mean,
you're changing the subject because you know what I'm about to say.
No, I don't know what you're about to say. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking. Don't you think that's kind of weird, though? Why would you allow your children? Say, if I love you, right? You're my child, mm-hmm. But I give you the option not to obey me. But there is no option to not obey me because when you don't obey me, you're just gonna suffer, and you're gonna realize why you should obey me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like is not of free will. It's just what happens if you disobey me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, but why set it up that way? Why set it up the way? Why set it up in a way where I fucking beat your ass and make you suffer in pain and hell? Why set it up like that? To torture? Now, basically, I'm torturing you. Because if I wanted you to just experience bliss, I could make you just experience bliss. Why set it up that way? That shit's fucking fucked up if you think about it.
Okay. I can understand what you're saying with that, but back to the animals.
You didn't understand what I was saying with that.
I said I can. I said I can understand what you're saying with that.
That's kind of crazy, don't you think, though?
A little bit. Back to the animals. You were saying how, well, the lady that called before me was talking about animals, and that's where we kind of left off. But I want to know, like, if we've been given a higher conscience, as you would say, just because I see two cats having sex doesn't mean that I should do that. Like, I can't
think that we have a higher consciousness than animals. I don't think that. I think that.
So you don't think that there's any difference between humans and animals?
No, I do, but I think that we're lower than an animal at this point in consciousness. As far as, because the animal is conscious enough to exist in the program that it exists in, right? I think that we haven't even tapped into our animal nature enough to even become greater than an animal. I think that we're lower than animals in consciousness because we're not smarter than animals. Because look at the stuff we're doing. I mean, your animal knows to poop outside, but you don't. You poop in the toilet and then flush it down the toilet and then take the chemicals, put it in the water. I mean, look at what we're doing. This is not smart. It's so much easier for if you look at the plumbing system. Let's look at the plumbing system, right? Alone, right? And then we'll look at the monetary system and how it's set up. We can tell that we're not intelligent because animals don't use money to get along. They don't need to use money to get along, yet they get along. But we have to use a third-party entity for us to get along. That's how. So how can we be as smart as animals if we need to do that? I mean, we can't be more conscious than them because they don't need to use money. They don't have, yo, this is my house, this is your house. They don't have those concepts, but they survive though in peace and harmony. Like, it's crazy to me how we say that we're more intelligent, but we're at war with each other. But no other animal is at war with each other. You can't say that we're more conscious because we're more complex. We're more complex, we can say, but we're not more conscious. Because animals, if you just look at the plumbing system, right? The plumbing system alone. Let's look at the idea of the plumbing system. You flush the toilet, right? When you flush your toilet, your poop goes to a sewage, right? What is it called? Sewage plant. Now, in that sewage plant, they take chlorine, which is a deadly chemical, and they attempt to clean the water, right? And then they take this same water that you flush down your toilet and make it come out of your faucet and shower by cleaning it with chlorine. When we know that chlorine kills live bacteria, but you're made up of living bacteria, so it means that it's killing you slowly to use the water that's coming out of your house. Now, that's not including the pharmaceuticals that get dumped because they don't have anything to make sure that that stuff comes out of the water. There's hella psychedelics in the water, there's hella pharmaceuticals in the water that basically mess with your mind and mess with your endocrine system. So just the plumbing alone, we're not even going to go into the food industry. We're not even going to talk about the food industry and how we distribute food to each other. We're not even going to go into that. But as far as intelligence, how are we intelligent? How are we more intelligent than the rest of the animals in nature when the rest of the animals don't even have to do any of that? They live simply and in harmony, yet we don't. So how can we be more conscious than them? And even if somebody says, oh, I have a water filtering system in my house, my nigga, why do you even have to do that? Everything in nature just goes to the river. Everything in nature goes to the waterfall. Everything in nature goes to the natural source of water where it's at. We're the only ones that and then guess what happens when they use those chemicals on the water? And guess what happens to your poop? That stuff goes into the river.
Where do you guys poop in carbonation? Where do you guys poop in carbonation?
We have something called a septic tank. Do you know what a septic tank is?
Tell me.
Okay, a septic tank it allows everything to be broken down and given back to the earth. You understand what I'm saying? But when you live in a rural area, like when you live far away from the city, there is no way for you to connect. All you gotta do is look up septic tanks, and it's a natural way to give your poop back to the earth without damaging it, without chemicals. So when we poop and we flush our toilet, it goes out to a septic tank out here. Just look up septic systems. It goes into the septic tank, and then the septic tank breaks it down, and it allows it to go back into nature to like grow plants.
Are there septic tanks in Babylon?
Absolutely, you can get one made. You can get a septic tank, not in Babylon, but it wouldn't be in Babylon. It would be in like your country areas, or in the suburb areas, the rural areas. Like if you live far away from Babylon, you understand? The Babylon would be the cities and those areas where people come and cluster up and do stupid shit. So in a rural area like this right here, we're not connected to no plumbing system. The house will come with a septic system, and it'll give your poop back to the earth. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
So say if you live in Atlanta and you move out to Georgia, into the suburbs of Georgia, and you're not connected to the plumbing system, your house will come with a septic system. So yeah, in the United States, there are houses with septic systems, and you can get one in a rural area over there too, right? You can live in the countryside of Babylon and get a septic system and put it in there yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And that would be better for you. But still, even then, you would not want to be living in the northern hemisphere with your complexion. Your complexion requires a certain amount of sunlight. You need to be in the tropics. But we already explained that in melanin when we were teaching about melanin and how our melanin needs to be fed. And so you need to go closer to the equator where your food is grown. You wouldn't want to stay there with a septic system. You want to go where your food is grown naturally. When you go into Whole Foods and when you go into Kroger's or wherever you go, your supermarket, you ever look at the sticker on your fruit? Do you have any fruit in your house?
Yeah, I do.
What kind of fruit do you have? Do you have tropical fruit in your house? Do you have mangoes and stuff?
I love mangoes, but I have an apple. But okay, I just wanted to ask the thing about the animals. That was all. We talked about a lot.
I just wanted to tell you.
You can keep going.
I just wanted to tell you that animals are smarter than us at this state that we live in. In the conscious state that we in, animals are your dog, your average dog walking around, your domesticated dog is smarter. The funny thing is that the lady had a dog with her. You know what I'm saying? And she's out there walking the dog, and the dog is smarter than her. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just we domesticate animals and stuff, but the animals are above us, and we're very complex beings, but we're not as smart. We're not as smart.
Right. Okay. All right, Chief.
Why you got makeup on then?
I actually have an interview today, so yeah.
Interview with who?
Don't worry about all that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because you know I gotta ask you, because you can't ignore this. You got an interview with a company, right?
No, it's not a company. It's not for work or anything like that.
Do you work?
I have an in-home daycare.
Oh God, those are the worst. What do you teach your children?
I like to teach through experiences. I'm not really one of those teachers who will sit down. We like to go outside and look at things and different things like that.
Okay, so you go outside and look at things.
We go outside a lot.
Do you teach them that getting a job is not a good thing?
I can teach them that, but at the end of the day, they go home with their parents. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
So
I
basically,
can't tell
you're not helping anything. You're just doing it for money.
I mean, we're not really here to talk about me. This is your house. I just wanted to ask my question and go. So, you have a good day.
All right. I love myself.
All right.
Yes, in-home daycares are the worst because at the end of the day, all you're fucking doing is programming the children to go into the system. You're integrating your systems, your children into the system. Point blank, period. It's to watch kids. Y'all retarded. Y'all. Shit funny. And y'all letting these demons come in the room and disrespect the gods. You can't let that happen, y'all. Like, y'all can't let that happen. Y'all can't let that happen. Y'all gotta get at it. Don't let them come disrespecting our room. Peace, goddess. What's going on?
Hi, Chief. How are you?
All right.
I just wanted to really make a statement about some of the callers that's come on today. When you've been talking about nature and homosexuality and the animals and they not really understanding where you're coming from, I think that they are really getting nature and nurture confused. I really think that they are not really understanding that concept. I think that that's where the confusion is coming from. I think they understand trees and plants as nature, but when you're really talking about nature and animals and homosexuality with nature, I think they're confusing that with nurture.
What you mean?
Well, because, nurture is the way the experiences that we are around and how it relates and how if a boy is raised with a bunch of women, that they may have a tendency to act like a woman, you know what I mean? Which is the nurturing part of it. And I think that that's what they're getting confused. They're saying that when that one caller was like, I just don't understand how that comes into play where he can be homosexuality as nature. And yes, I believe that your DNA can have nature as a homosexuality. That can be nature. 100% agree with you. And I think that he's confusing that with nurture instead of nature.
So you think that, the gay genes comes from nurturing?
No. I'm saying that it is nature. I'm saying that the callers, I believe, they are confused. I think that they're confusing the term nature and nurture. I think that they just have the terms backwards, is what I think. I think that they're just not understanding when you're saying nature. I don't think that they're understanding the terminology is what I think. I think
because these people don't care about knowledge. No.
So I just don't think that they're understanding what you are saying when you say nature. I don't think that they're getting what you're saying.
No, they don't get it.
So
they don't care about knowledge. They trample over knowledge.
So that's all I want. Not a problem. Have a great one.
Peace, God.
Bye.
Hey, what it do, God?
Peace, God. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I just want to touch on your pinned comment at the bottom. It was talking about what did Jesus say about homosexuality, right?
Yeah.
All right, so look, check it out. Leviticus 20:13. It says, do not. Wait, look, I'm just going up. Huh? That's not teaching?
That's not Jesus.
Okay, so but you are referring to the Bible and most of your teachers. I'm just going.
No, I'm talking about I asked what Jesus said, which would be in the Gospels. What did the Gospels say about homosexuality?
Okay, so then you want to go to 1 Corinthians 6:18?
No, I said, what did Jesus say? Jesus was in the Gospels.
I mean, I'm not understanding that you're coming out of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I follow and listen to it. I don't agree with a lot of stuff you say, but I do agree with most of it. But at the same time, I was just since at that point we can't use the Bible only on what you want to use it for. So I mean, you know.
No. I only asked you what the Messiah said about homosexuality. What did he say about?
I'm saying that the book that you're using is the Holy Bible, correct?
No, I was only asking about. I was referencing to what Jesus said in the Bible.
Okay, so I'm coming directly out of the Bible, and these guys were followers of Jesus, so they were okay. So the Spirit was anointed through the text that I'm finna refer to, and I have like.
What I'm asking you is what did Jesus himself say about it?
Okay, 1 Corinthians 6 and 18. Those are some of his words right there. Would you like to go over?
So actually, those are the words of somebody that heard somebody that I wanted to hear what Jesus had to say about himself. That's what the question was. And show me in the Bible where Jesus talks about sexuality.
Do you have a Bible with you over there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so look. Let's follow along with me. All right, so look, let's go ahead and go into 1 Corinthians 6, 9, and 10. NIV. It don't matter what Bible you got, it'll be the same text.
Nah, I don't want to read Corinthians. I want to read the gospel.
That is the gospel.
When Jesus was talking himself and teaching himself, where is it where Jesus himself addresses homosexuality or sexual immorality? I'm not asking about disciples.
So you're saying that the teachings that the Christ, which we're referring to right now, the teachings of the Christ, pass these teachings along for other people to teach. We're not going to use the teachings of the disciples.
No, I'm asking you about what Jesus said about it.
I'm coming from the same exact teachings. I mean, I get it. I understand exactly what's going on. You want to see everything that's in red. So hold on, let me all right, so look, we want to go in the red, all right?
In the red, yeah.
Let's get in the red, all right? So let's go with okay, so we're gonna go with James, right?
That's not in the red.
Okay, listen, every book has red written in the Bible. Every book. I understand where you're coming from, but every book has red in the Bible.
Jesus is talking with Jesus, it's documented that what Jesus said.
Okay. So that means everything coming from the New Testament, right? Which is Corinthians come from the New Testament. James is the New Testament.
Nah, man. That means the Gospels, man. The Gospels. He's trying to get around it. He's trying to get around it.
I'm not getting around it, bro. I'm with you 100% on like some of the stuff that you're saying, though. But right at this point, you back him into a corner to where you don't want any knowledge coming from the Bible.
To the corner. Because in the Gospels, you can't prove it. You see what I'm saying? You can't, and you won't admit it. You won't admit that when Jesus was talking, that there is nothing. That it was documented that Jesus himself said about sexuality or homosexuality.
Okay, then I'm coming from 1 Corinthians 6 and 18. You can pull it up yourself and then look.
Boy, you love Paul, huh?
Oh man, I didn't say Paul. I said 1 Corinthians and John. I said Jesus as well.
That's not letters from Paul.
I'm thinking they are. I'm not really on that.
Corinthians and letters from Paul. And letters from certain people from Paul. So that's the letters from Paul. I'm talking about what Jesus said, man. We're talking about the gospel. Man, it's so good.
Okay. And now in the Bible, you don't have any book from Jesus. They come from each disciple and they highlight what he said to them.
Right. So that's only in the gospel. So again, I'm asking,
which would be all of the New Testament. All of the New Testaments would be the gospel. I'm trying to, break it down, but
we'll break it down on the Mark, Luke, Matthew, and John. Break it down on them.
So you want to discredit Paul when he was also a follower?
I'm not discrediting Paul. Paul never said what Jesus said. I'm just talking about the things that the Christ said itself in the Bible. That's it.
We just brought it up, Alicia. Chief?
Oh, but that's what I said. I said, what did Jesus say in the Bible?
Well, bro, look, man. I didn't want to come. I was only trying to be with you, man. I didn't want to come cause any confusion on your channel or whatever, or make any discomfort. But at the same point, First Corinthians, that's a follower of, that's a disciple, and he also has led in the Bible, and you don't want to use those towards your teaching. That's kind of being sideways if you just want to use what you need to get your agenda across. But you know what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna get back with you, though.
I'm not trying to use that, but I'm trying to show people a flaw in the Bible.
No, okay. With the Bible is a third person text. It was written by people who passed.
That's more than 3 people.
Oh yeah. Third person text. It wasn't never the guys who wrote it. Didn't write it. Other people found these texts. So I mean, if you want to use some of the text, use it all. You can't just use some of it.
What I'm saying is, no. I'm talking about Jesus the Christ and what Jesus the Christ said in the Bible. I'm not talking about what Paul said. I said what Jesus said himself, or what they said that Jesus said.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. I mean, you dancing, man. You tap dancing around the question.
No,
because when I'm trying to
dancing around the question is simple. In the Bible, when Jesus talks directly, from what we know, is in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Okay, let's not go around this. We know where Jesus talked directly in the Bible, right? In these 4 Gospels. I'm asking you, show me in where Jesus himself was teaching and talking, where Jesus addresses sexuality and addresses homosexuality.
Okay, so that means you actually, like, the way you want to build on the subject, you want to use only what can't be proven in the Bible when books have been removed from the Bible. So I mean,
right. Books have been removed from the Bible. Okay, so do you have another book removed from the Bible? Do you have another book that was removed from the Bible that we can look at? Because I'll pull that up too, where Jesus talks about sexuality.
What's the name of the book?
I'm asking you.
Oh, man, there's so many different. I mean, I'm not able to even prove none of that stuff, man.
Well, there should be one in particular. You know that we want us to talk about sexuality.
To be honest, I mean, so much contradictory comes from that book. So, I mean, in order for me to learn more, you have to do more studying. But I can't tell you if those books are real or if they're fake. But at the same time,
well, let me ask you this. I would have had so much more respect for you because you look like a scholar. I would have had so much more respect for you if you would have just came out and said, Chief, you know what? There ain't no Bible verses on Jesus talking about homosexuality directly. And that would have been cool. I think everybody would. You and I both a lot more if you would have just said that.
Oh, no. You and I both know that it's not going to be in the Bible. You and I both know, and that's how you're using your whole entire.
No, you don't know. You don't know what my agenda is. You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know.
It's clear. It's clear because it's strategic methods that you're using. Because if you want to use the Bible, then turn around and say, well, I don't want to use that particular piece of the Bible. I just want to use this little piece right here, this small piece. And that's what the whole entire nation does anyway. They use a little bit to get nothing
No,
out of the whole entire conversation.
I'm not saying that.
Any respect?
I'm asking a simple question just to make you see something.
Go for it.
The question that I'm asking you is to show you that when it comes to the Christ consciousness and what Jesus actually said in the Bible, it doesn't address sexuality. And neither does the church.
You might have a point because I'm at church.
Go ahead.
Wow. I mean, you might have a point on that small, maybe half inch of information right there. You may have found your little glitch to get around the whole entire question, so you can use the Bible to your point.
Well, I'm not using the Bible to my advantage. I'm only simply pointing out that number one, the Bible is stuff missing. There's stuff missing because we also know that all of Jesus' life is not recorded in the gospel.
Well, I mean, for as much as what we have the information to now, we can't decipher it anyway. And you know, it's supposedly plagiarism of the Egyptian god Haru. So I mean, you got to keep like I'm based on just digging. I'm digging for information. But I just noticed when I was looking.
My point was this: is homosexuality natural?
Absolutely not. Okay. I don't want to seem like because my followers, I'm not sure what they are, but I don't have anything against them. I mean, what they want to do in terms of their own entire in their own bedroom is up to them clearly. I mean, that's what they want to do. But being natural, you could look at, and then you're in nature, right? So if you're in nature, go outside and see two male anything reproduce. So that's not the natural course of life. It can be. It can't be. So if you want to make,
do you believe that sex is for procreation only?
Absolutely. That's it. You can take for procreation. You can take 15 guys. And damn near replenish the whole entire United States with only 15 guys if the issue ever came about.
Right, but is that the only meaning for sex?
Pretty much. I mean, that's just the utmost meaning to your partner. Damn, phone going there.
So what you say is this. This is what you believe. The only meaning for sex is to procreate.
I mean, as far as my understanding, that's the only reason for it. I mean, but it's also a pleasure for your partner.
Can I give you a deeper understanding, brother?
Go for it.
Okay. So sexual energy is not just for procreation. That's not what it's for.
Okay, so what?
Hey, well, do me a favor, bro. Hang up and call back in because I like your conversation.
I got you.
And take off whatever's in the background because it's echoing. I'm gonna let Jari call back in, but just to educate y'all once again, seems like I gotta do this shit every week like a class. Sexual energy is for bonding. Procreation is a byproduct of bonding. I don't know why we don't understand this. We were taught wrong, maybe. That's why, because we don't understand that sex is not for procreation. Sex is for bonding. Procreation is a byproduct of bonding. The human being's survival is depending on how well it's bonded. This is why the human is dying. It's an endangered species because the way we bond through family structure. The way we bond through family structure, man. I don't say I never said that. Sex is for bonding. Point blank period is for bonding.
Yo, that's better.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's better.
So sex, grandma tablet.
Sex is definitely not for procreation. Sex is for bonding.
Okay, so if
procreation,
okay.
Procreation.
Oh, go for it.
Procreation is a byproduct of sex.
It's a byproduct of sex.
It is a byproduct of bonding. The number one reason for sex is to bond.
Okay. Okay, so look. Let's break down your theory. So in your theory,
it's not theory. This is a fact. It's a hard fact. It's a hard fact. It's not theory.
I mean your domain, so we're gonna rock like you. So let's break it down like that way. So if we're living inside of our own body, okay, and you zoom in,
okay, yeah,
we are living inside of our own body, correct? I believe that. So, okay, so if you zoom all the way inside of your body, you're gonna have cells, correct?
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Okay, I just want you to. I'm just laying the footwork down, right? Okay, so we have these cells. How does a cell multiply?
Through procreation.
Through procreation, right? Okay, so listen, hold on. So, do you know if your cells are bonding first?
No, we didn't say.
They would have to. They would have to bond. They would have to bond.
You asked me how.
Okay, it would. Okay, so that is natural. That is natural for.
Yeah, but
correct. So that's.
You didn't ask me how they survive. That's a total different thing. You asked me how they.
You tap dancing again, Eligio.
I'm not tap dancing again, sir. I'm not tap dancing. I don't know your name, but I'm not tap dancing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's your read. But yeah,
y'all read. Listen. So, y'all read. Listen. You asked me how did they reproduce. You didn't ask me how they survive.
Okay. Okay, so that's just based on what you believe on your frequency that you receive right now, right?
Bro. It's not what I believe. Now ask me how the cells survive.
How do cells survive?
Bonding.
Break your footwork. Bonding.
How strong how strong the bond is between the cells. It don't matter how much we procreate if we don't have a bond.
So you're telling yourself, you know already because you just broke it down to yourself that you must bond to procreate, correct?
Right, but what I'm saying is this.
But what's the only way to procreate?
No. I said sex. You get it, see this, you see what the evil one is? The evil one is the
Oh no, don't get me twisted with being evil, my brother. I'm just
saying what you're doing is evil, because you're twisting the words around now. I speak very clear.
I believe you're doing that.
No.
You're doing that.
No. I speak very clear. This is what I said. I said sex is for bonding, and that procreation is a byproduct of bonding.
Okay, so the only way to procreate is with what?
Is through bonding.
Okay, so how do you procreate? Can two male energies procreate?
No, they cannot procreate. That's dumb.
Do female energies procreate?
No. But they can bond.
So that breaks down your nature theory. That breaks down your nature theory right there.
It does not break down nature theory. It's not that simple. It is not that simple. What you're doing is you're saying that the just of everything is for point blank period. That it's for procreation. It's not. It's for bonding.
Okay, I mean, you lost me on that one, but man, I appreciate the compliment,
brother. How did I lose?
Because of the breakdown. You laid your footwork to tap dance back out of it.
I didn't tap that, but that's what you thought in your mind. That's how you perceive it.
Man, I'm very sharp, man. I understand everything you're saying.
You can't be very sharp because you didn't grasp it. You didn't get it. Come back forward. You're laying back too far. Come back forward.
Let me lean forward.
And concentrate.
Yeah, you tap dancing, bro.
Come back to me and concentrate, okay? Okay, here's what I'm saying.
I'm very conscious.
Here's what I'm saying to you, right? There are different types of bonding.
Correct. Which, I mean, I don't have any problems with the different types of bonding, but you're saying all the...
Listen to what I'm saying to you. I meet a girl on POF. right?
Gotcha.
We get together, we have sex. We make a baby. She's my baby mom. That is sort of bonding, because me and her got together, we had sex. Our bond was the fact that me and her thought each other was attractive.
I understand that.
You understand? That was the bond that created that moment. Right. Now we procreated in that moment, but we were not bonded correctly. Because our bond was the fact that she had a fat ass and that I was kind of cute. And so me and her got together on that bond. And I'm like, what you doing? Don't look away now.
No. I'm just grabbing myself on.
I'm very sharp, and I don't know how to. Come on now. Stay close.
Really. Footwork. Break your footwork down.
Come on now. Now,
break your
Her
footwork.
bonded for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So these bondings create what? Procreation. We procreated.
Absolutely.
But now the mother, the child will be raised in two different homes under two different educations.
Absolutely.
Correct? So there is no bond. The only bond there was to procreate. You understand what I'm saying? Yet the child will now be raised in confusion.
Correct, because it's two different households, but understanding that is still nature.
Now listen. Nature, before nature goes hand in hand with procreation and survival. You cannot have one without the other. What you're given is procreation without survival. You're not even addressing survival. So see, where we can procreate.
I'm very glad you're digging your. Okay, keep going.
Because I see, and listen, every time I say something, I know what you're going to say out of that.
Because we're reflections, exactly.
Yeah, but I know I got your argument already. So listen very closely. So we can't. When we talk about procreating, we're talking about procreation and survival in one. So when you say we're bonding to procreate, no, that's not the only reason for bonding. There's other reasons that are crucial to our survival outside of procreation. So when you're saying that if it doesn't procreate, it's not natural, it's more complex than that, is what I'm saying to you. You understand what I'm saying? Because whenever there is, hold on. Whenever, hold on real quick, let me get rid of these people that's talking about Velvet or Olmec. Whenever you're talking about sexuality, and we're talking about homosexual energy, and we're not addressing with science and mathematics why homosexuality exists in the first place, then we're not right and exact. We can't just denounce homosexuality as being unnatural and not knowing the cause of it. The cause of homosexuality is the lack of the bond between the male and the female's bonding. So due to the lack of bond between the male and the female, it summons the homosexual energy. And I'm going to explain this. I explained this before. I'm going to explain it again for you, brother.
So wait. How many different key points you gonna make without letting me respond to anything?
Because I first want to make my argument and then give it to you. Because if I don't finish my argument, then you can say stuff that can confuse it. You understand what I'm saying?
But based on my understanding is what you're doing, you're putting your argument or your statements. We're not gonna say argument because it's a bill. So you're putting your statements out. You're putting your statements out and answering your own statements without even giving me an opportunity. Because at this point,
bro, you gotta call back in. The live ended. The live had ended. I thought I said this stuff already. It's like these people don't even remember I said the shit that I said already. I already educated people about homosexuality. And it's like people just don't get it still. I gotta repeat that shit over and over. It's crazy for me. Felt like I already broke this shit down already, bro. I already broke this shit down already. You dig what I'm saying? I already have broken it already down. I already broke this down already. I already broke it down, but it's like people don't watch me. It's okay. I know the disrespect that's going on, man. I don't want to talk about you. You see, I'm being disrespected. I'm always going. This is nothing but the devil trying to attack me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, don't even pay attention to that shit. You feel me? Like, I'm just glad y'all peeped the disrespect. It's disrespect, and you could feel it. You know it's disrespect. You know it's disrespect. We ain't even gonna pay that shit no mind, man. You know that you knew that was coming. Like it's like you know that was coming. Like you know that eventually Olmec was gonna pop up with Velvet Online and fucking with my baby. You know what I'm saying? You know that it's like when you playing a video game, you know eventually you're gonna have to meet a certain villain, and the villain gonna pop up. Like, okay, nigga, we knew that was gonna happen eventually. So, and moving on, keep moving. Like, we knew that silly shit was gonna happen. These niggas was not online before you met me. These people was not online. There was no Olmec before you met me. There was no Velvet before you met me. These people wasn't online. But why are they doing this? If you left here, why are you getting online still? Why are you doing that? You know that that's an attack on me. Think about that. Just think about it. That ain't nothing but a motherfucking attack. That's a fact. You feel what I'm saying? You wouldn't even, these people are using, like, they know if they go live that it's gonna be to watch what you gonna do to hurt him. You see what I'm saying? I've been on live. They came here, I introduced you to them people. Them people wasn't on live before they wasn't vlogging before they met me. Come on, man. Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Olmec wasn't even painting. The nigga wasn't even painting. I told him to paint. Real shit. I was like, here, he never painted a day in his life like that. I said, here, paint. I brought him the paint and everything. I'm the reason why he painted. So it's like I gave him this is my power being used against me. So this ain't nothing but this is a program. You see what I'm saying? And this is what happens when you give your power to the wrong people. The devil will take that shit and use it against you. This is a new level, a new devil. Ain't no reason for you to get on live. If you don't fuck with him no more, go live your life. Leave this nigga the fuck alone. Why are you bringing his daughter online with another nigga? You know what that's going to do. It's going to get you followers so that you can make some kind of money or come up with the situation. Meanwhile, they can use that against you. That ain't nothing but a tactic. We can see you from a mile away, my nigga. Like, that shit ain't working. That shit is foul. And you just, the more you do, the more foul you look. You look fucked up. I see why he not fucking with you no more. I see why the universe took your grimy ass out of his motherfucking existence. Because you's a grimy motherfucker. Because you would do some shit like, look how conniving and fucked up what y'all doing is. You know what I'm saying? This shit is fucked up. And I see why the universe got y'all asses out of his reality. Because you couldn't be around a pure-hearted man. You couldn't be around it. Look at what you're doing. You're displaying your devilish actions right in front of the world to show them what God took away from his life. Look at your bitch-made ass online doing what you're doing. What you're doing is deplorable. It's dishonorable. It's dishonorable in so many ways, right? In the public eye, you know what that's going to do. That's a devil. It's a demon. You see what I'm saying? It's a demon, bruh. We already know what it is. And so the real gonna be able to look at you and be like, wow, this